I couldn't hide my amusement when Max Verstappen came to the first Dutch Grand Prix and exceeded everyone's expectations with a win that reclaimed the championship lead. The Red Bull team has had its ups and downs through the years, but they were showing up in their best shape in 2021. And after Verstappen nailed the start, you didn't even need to see whether he was on track. You could hear the roar of the crowd every time he passed the grandstand. Did you know that the Red Bull crew broke their own world record for the fastest pit stop of 1.82 seconds in 2019? That was the third time they set the record that season. Can you imagine how efficiently the Red Bull team works together to be able to consistently achieve such amazing results? The team has a total of 16 people ready to service the car when it stops. Each has a specific role. There are 8 tire carriers, 4 to take off the old tires, and 4 to put on the new tires. While I was watching the Red Bull crew, I was amazed by how definite their way of working is. Everyone knows what to do at any one time. It's so efficient. What we all want is for our business processes to be guided by policies as relevant and effective as those of the F1 pit team. How can our development teams achieve such a high level of efficiency and alignment? Well, it all boils down to setting up and managing explicit process policies. First things first, what are process policies? Well, our work moves through the workflow following the activities to deliver customer value. In a stable system, how quickly each work item will be released will depend on the explicit policies associated with it. We've all happened to be in situations in which decisions need to be made regarding how to handle certain scenarios. Think about what we should do when a high priority item enters the workflow, or how should we deal with any bugs popping up along the way. In a stable delivery system, we set rules that the team follows to move the work towards completion. We call these rules explicit policies. The explicit policies dictate what should happen in different scenarios in order to ensure that the tasks move smoothly through the process. The main focus of the team will be to tackle the obstacles that would slow them down. And there are 2 main goals that come with this concept. Firstly, we enable autonomous teams who know what to do in every situation on their own, especially in emergency situations. And secondly, the policies are specifically designed to optimize our delivery workflow for predictability. When you're setting up your explicit policies for the first time to map out how the work moves through your workflow, you have to become intentional. Expose how the activities are actually happening, not how they should happen. Explicit policies are all about having a common understanding of how the work is done. As such, this exercise should reveal the way everyone works. Remember, this has to be a common effort of the whole team. Now, to get started, create a new document and answer the following set of questions. How do we handle urgent items? How do items with different priorities move through the workflow? How do items with the same priority move through the system? What happens when an item gets blocked? How do we manage defects in the workflow? What are the criteria to move work items from one activity to another? What are the limits of the amount of work that can be in progress at any one time? What should idle team members do when they're not able to pull new work into the process? This list of questions is a great starting point. Feel free to expand it based on your own context. The answers to these questions will become your explicit policies. Make your policies visible to make sure everyone is on the same page and understand how the work should be managed to be aligned with your goals. As time passes by and the teams are getting used to the policies, these practices will become second nature. Furthermore, these are not set in stone. In a stable delivery system, the sources of your explicit policies are first and foremost driven by your continuous improvement efforts. As you identify the bottlenecks that cause delays, you have to take action and adjust the process policies to address the obstacles that hinder your performance. Your policies should constantly evolve as you're optimizing your delivery systems. As a rule of thumb, don't introduce more than one policy at a time. This will make the transition to the new working practice smoother and give the space to everyone to adjust to the new way of working. Having policies in place means that you bring awareness and a common understanding of how the work flows through your delivery system to everyone involved. Essentially, you are getting intentional about the way you manage the work to ensure you deliver results in a consistent, predictable manner. You are setting up a system that self-optimizes for predictability and consistent business outcomes. As you continuously improve your management practices, and one improvement leads to another, you will review what actually makes you successful, and your team will feel empowered to keep achieving.